Place, Brussels. To date, January 24. The event, Ford Belgium, market leaders since 8 years, unveiled the Ford Capri. On entering the Ford Hall at the Brussels Salon, someone very appropriately hummed, "There's something in the air." And indeed there was, and everybody was tingling with anticipation. But in the meantime, the visitor's eye was caught by some of the most prominent of the 70 Ford models exhibited here, high-performance cars such as the Cougar, Mustang, and Thunderbird. For most of the prospective buyers, however, this is unattainable perfection. But let's dream a while. No less fascinating in its own particular way, the Ford Escort Twin Cam, a superb little sports car with unequaled performance and winner of the Belgian Championship of International Rallies. With these, we're soaring high up into the world of racing. Not much good in the traffic, but quite useful at Brands Hatch or Silverstone for budding champions. Yes, ma'am, quite comfortable. And get the feel of that steering wheel. What is she cheering about? Ah, here comes our star visitor, no less than King Baudouin himself. Incidentally, his last visit was 10 years ago, but he wouldn't have missed this one for anything. Ford of Belgium's managing director, Henri Dams, respectfully welcomes him and introduces Jack Kemp and Walter Hayes. Then a hush falls upon the crowd as our august visitor pushes a button. And lo, up goes the immaculate white cover concealing the star attraction of the Brussels Car Show and what is already the car sensation of the year, the glorious Capri. What's that? A door missing? Look, boys, I know you've been hustled quite a bit, but all the same, this is somewhat thick. What do you say? Oh, it's done on purpose. The King's impressed, and he says so. Our bosses look gratified. And the Capri proudly swings around, a bit of a show-off, if you ask me. Exchanging first impressions, or maybe a first order already. Why waste good film, chums? We've got plenty of folders for everyone. The Capri unquestionably is an eye-catcher. A sleek, impressive body, a lot of Mustang with some Escort thrown in, a flattering combination. An interior which subtly combines the characteristics of a sports car with those of a comfortable touring car. Slightly over 30 seconds on the kilometer with the high-powered 2300 GT engine. King Baudouin shows more than a superficial, polite interest for our Capri's glittering charms. His is the critical attitude of the technician who wants to know what's underneath the hood. Apparently highly pleased with his visit, the King leaves under applause from our scarlet hostesses. Thank you respectfully for coming, sire. Now the Capri remains the undisputed star of the show, and it gracefully continues to display its alluring curves. But I still think it's a pity about that missing door. Here's a rear view. And even a glance underneath. The accent here is on youth. As a matter of fact, the Capri is one of the very few cars that appeal to young and middle-aged alike. How'd you like this one, Sonny, for your dinky toys collection? The interior is definitely swanky. Our 10 blue Capri hostesses bravely meet a storm of inquiries. 7,000 hot prospect addresses bagged in a 9-day teasing campaign isn't a bad figure at all. Visitors keep swarming around, examining every detail, asking the usual questions about performance, price, fuel consumption, etc. A normal thing to do where a new car is concerned. In this case, however, it is clear that the Capri has an exceptional appeal and strikes the public imagination. No better proof of this than the record sales of 279 cars in 3 days, for a corresponding number of 745 test rides. Yes, indeed, the Capri has stolen the show. The car you always promised yourself, yet a car any John Doe can be the proud owner of. With all its dignified appearance, it's got something rakish about it which appeals to the little road hog slumbering in each of us. Capri, a sunny name, destined to become a great name in the car business. Yes, sir, the car you always promised yourself. And Ford leads the way. Ladies and gents, closing time. Very sorry and all that, but even the best of things come to an end. It's been a great car show, with its 650,000 visitors crowding in the Ford Hall, with its 46,250 square feet. Among these, some 450,000 have deposited in the urn their free lottery ticket, which gives them a chance of winning either a Cortina or a 12M. Ford once again has scored high with a total sale during the show of 2,736 cars. Test rides for the same period, 2,101. Impressive figures, even for market leaders. No, this is not a Wankel rotor. I know, because Ford hasn't any. Suppose that refreshes. Only they do it without Coke. I suppose you'd call this a prop man. Here are our twin soup eaters again. A little lonely now, but still fierce looking. Let me get at that track. Seems a pity to tear all this down, but after all, there are other things to be exhibited than cars. So, Ford Hall is reconverted back to Anonymous Hall 2 in view of other shows to come. This was probably discarded by some disgusted GM dealer. Here's one for the suggestion box. Considering that these cars have been sold, why don't they go directly to the buyers rather than sending them back to the dealers? It's a waste of transport. Now, don't forget your handbrake, chum. And so the lights go out and the curtain goes down on a highly successful show, produced and directed by Ford and starring that new sensation of the high road, La Capri.